we are going to start out with the state of computer science education in New York. I'm excited to present a brief introduction about what's going on in New York right now related to computer science education and where we are as a state. So New York has a shared vision when it comes to computer science education, and that is our K-12 computer science and digital fluency standards, which were created by experienced teachers and administrators over a long and dedicated process. These standards are expected to be implemented by all New York districts in grade levels K through 1, 2 through 3, 4 through 6, 7 through 8, and 9 through 12. New York's Board of Regents passed this comprehensive CS and digital fluency learning standards in 2018, and we're still working on implementing them now. Our New York State's standards cover basic computer science and digital fluency so that students can think critically about their own technology use, stay safe online, understand targeted advertising and influences, and make decisions about their lives and careers with a broader scope of knowledge and skills. Yes, careers increasingly require this knowledge, but living in the year 2024 also requires this knowledge. This image is from the Reimagining CS Pathways report that CSTA led the development of, and you can actually access at the link in the chat. So we're going to start out by celebrating some progress that New York has made. And that first bit of progress is you, right? You're here at the summit. And while I'm about to share a few notes of progress across the state, your students, teachers, and organizations are making progress every single day. If you have programs that you would like to share or progress that you would like to share, please tell us in the chat. In terms of state progress, we've actually seen a lot of movement, a lot of celebration, even just over the past year. So over the past 2 years, New York State's computer science certified teachers grew from 18 back in 2022 to 301 in June 2024. Our new K-12 computer science teacher certification is now required to teach upper-level CS courses. New York, seriously, has some of the best prepared computer science teachers in the country. We now have over 15 approved computer science certification programs at universities across the state. This is a huge endeavor and deserves a big round of applause. Over the past year, 3% more high schools have foundational computer science courses. It's a massive effort in every school. So thank you to everyone for helping to make this happen. Finally, we have huge efforts in learning experiences in New York for teachers. The most impactful has been the continuation of the New York State Smart Start Grant Program, which is training over 1,000 teachers per year across the state to teach computer science in grades K through 8. Subject area groups, as one example, are increasingly supporting computer science integration as well. Just recently, all this month, the Association of Mathematics Teachers of New York State, or AMTNS, held their first CS track ever, and the CSForNY State Summit is coming up at NiceGate in just 1 week. The 2024 State of Computer Science Education Report is produced every year with state data by the Code.org Advocacy Coalition. You can access it online with some of the accompanying data reports and a data dashboard. Let's see what it tells us about New York. I just put the link in the chat so you can follow along and download it if you'd like. So first, a celebration, right? New York has increased course access for students by 3%. That's about 45 new schools with foundational computer science courses. This data shows us Also, where we might need to provide additional support. Schools in urban and rural areas are 34% less likely to have a foundational computer science course in New York. Smaller schools, or those with fewer than 500 students, are 21% less likely to have a foundational computer science course. There remain large disparities in participation by gender and along lines of race, ability, language, and economic status. This is a map from the CS Access Report data in which yellow dots are high schools without foundational CS courses, and blue dots are high schools with foundational CS courses. It's a little easier to see our access gaps in rural areas, which definitely need to be addressed, but high schools in urban areas are just as likely to have foundational CS courses as rural areas. This data is now embedded in the CSForNY website in our new data section to help you understand where computer science is and isn't across the state and help other districts with implementation. New York State still lags behind other states in terms of computer science course access. While state policy does play a factor in New York, which the report covers, we have a summit full of people who might be inspired to take action in helping to increase equity in access to computer science education in your school, district, or community. So I have a couple of suggestions for where you can get started. And we're going to start with the word sustainable. Right? Our word for 2024 is sustainable. There's a lot going on. I know. We know that our schools have a lot to focus on, but we believe that our students deserve a quality education, and we know that it's possible with a bit of planning. We have 3 short tips to hopefully inspire you to make the most out of this summit and to help your students thrive in a world powered by computer science. Tip number 1, learn from other New York districts. You'll have a chance here at the State Summit with our CS District Leader Showcase at 12 p.m. We have our first few district spotlights on our YouTube page, and your BOCES or RIC would be happy to connect you with other districts who have implemented computer science in ways that you can learn from for your particular context and needs. Tip number 2, make a plan to reach all students. If you don't already have one, start a district planning team. Sit down, meet, and make a plan. One part of your plan should be funding. The next round of Smart Start grants, which provides $6 million a year in funding across the state for computer science teacher professional development, will be coming up again soon. So contact your BOCES to join a consortium for the next round of funding. You can get support with a plan as well. CSForNY is running regional computer science district planning meetings this spring across the state. Get in touch to learn more about how you can join. Finally, tip number 3, join your community. Transitioning means that we need to stay in touch, build community as we learn how to do this together. You are not alone. Join your local Computer Science Teachers Association and make sure you also join your local chapters in the Capital District, Long Island, Lower Hudson Valley, Mid-Hudson Valley, New York City, North Country, Staten Island, and Western New York. Go to csteachers.org/join. It's free to join with a basic membership. Many of these chapters have their own local events. We also do online statewide meetings for all teachers in New York State. So make sure you join even the chapter closest to you, even if your region doesn't have a specific chapter at the moment.